What's going on, guys? Going live a few minutes early. I saw Rob 93's live stream was over. Figured I will take advantage of the extra few minutes tonight. Hope everybody is doing well. Thank you so much for being here yet again. Going to let everybody kind of filter in for a minute or two, and a shout out to Farrell's Fish Room was the first one in the chat tonight. The other Tiffany is here. Tom Patterson, Papa Shrimp, and more. Joe's here. Hello, Joe. Let me get the chat rolling. All right, so I was going to do the live stream from inside the guppy pond. I had my swim trunks on. I took a towel outside and everything. I did notice a ton of new fry that I didn't see earlier today, so I'm going to kind of let them be on their own for right now, but we'll probably go outside here in a bit. As the title says, this is my last live stream, and somebody mentioned it earlier, for Wednesdays. I am going to be switching my live stream to Friday after Ohio Fish Rescue. I actually went live last Friday. I wasn't planning on going live. OFR mentioned I was going to go live, so I said, heck, why not? Let's go live. But whenever their channel's done with their live stream, that's when I'm going to do mine. So if they're done at 8, I'll go live at 8. If they're done at 8:30, I'll go live at 8:30. Lucas Bretz is live at 9:30, so I'll be done by 9:30 so people can filter over to his channel. But that's the new game plan, and I don't know what this weekend's game plan is as far as live streams, because I am going back to Ohio Fish Rescue. This will be the third weekend in a row that I'll be up there. I would like to go up Friday after work. I went up last weekend on Saturday. I got a late start, so I didn't get up there until the afternoon. So I don't know if I'm here, I'll go live. If I'm up there, I'll be on their stream. So we'll see how this weekend plays out. I don't have anything set in stone yet. Hopefully you guys saw their video they released today on the stands. It was a ton of work. Mike just said, man, it looked like you had a full day of work at OFR. Yeah, it was a full 2 days of work. The work's not done yet. Luckily, the only thing left is welding. Both stands have had their tops cut off. All the legs were cut down to the correct height. So now it's just time to weld. Tired. So lots of work yet to be done, but this weekend I'm hoping would be the last weekend I'm up there, mainly because it's, I don't want to say it's taken away from other work I have, but I've been up there for the last 3 weekends. Well, this will be 3 weekends. It's a lot of gas in the truck, and not getting things done around here, so I want to knock them out. It's just been a lot more work than I thought it would be. Let me see what's going on here. Farrell's Fish Room is still here. Much love from Yellow Springs, Ohio. It's that OH up in the house. GRB's here. Hello. Fishkeeper Cole. Pam's here. Is going to be lurking and working. The other Tiffany said, hey, that means another live stream in 2 days then, right? Yeah, so probably 2 live streams this week. Zen Ginger's here. She said, wait, no, I just got here. Zen, you didn't miss much. I'm no longer going to be live streaming on Wednesdays. It's going to be on Fridays directly after OFR, mainly because I moderate the OFR channel, and so I'm in there every Friday anyways, and then it'd be a perfect time to go from the OFR chat or live stream into my live stream. The Technotron said, how are the $500 guppies coming along? So the Vienna guppies, the female is currently pregnant. Honestly, I haven't checked to see if there's any fry in the tank yet. They're in with some Harlequin Rasboras, and they're looking great. So we'll see, how quickly they can drop fry and then grow those out. But so far they're doing good. I'm just waiting for them to do their thing. Alba Quag said, clickbait much? Well, I mean, it's clickbait, but it's some truth, This will be my last Wednesday live stream. So I hope everybody's doing well. As far as the stands, like I mentioned, it's just welding left. We're going to have to spray paint the stands once they're done. Not necessarily spray paint them, but paint them. Any exposed metal in a fish room is going to rust. So really the easiest thing, and this is how I painted the stands that I made for OFR, is Rust-Oleum paint, gloss black with either a roller or paintbrush. It works great, and that way you don't have spray going everywhere. Rainbows, I'm just trying to think of updates. Rainbows have been laying eggs. They're on their third mop right now. I haven't seen any fry yet. I know it takes about 10 days. So I'm approaching, where am I at? 7 days, I think, right now. Or less than 7 days. Somewhere around 7 days. Anyways, so I'm getting really close to seeing if they were fertilized and make sure that they don't fungus up and that, all that stuff. Hopefully everything will be good. Michael LeMay says, still smells up the shop. That's what the fans are for, bud. Abba Aquatic says, I can't stick around. Officially been awake for 43 hours at this point, so I'm going to go to bed soon. 43 hours is a long time. Papa Shrimp said, wish I could help again. Papa Shrimp did help a ton. It was nice that he was able to come out the past 2 weekends as well and help with everything going on around OFR. GRB says, I like the studio view. Yeah, I mean, I would like to change it up still. One thing I thought about doing is, like, I'm pushing sales on the website to try clear out the fish food, which is like majority of this whole wall's fish foods. I would love to be able to get the fish foods and everything out of this room. And I really would like to find more 55s that are these acrylics and do a wall of them. And then do maybe like 4 55s behind me as a backdrop. So maybe not like using a green screen. OFR uses a green screen, which is pretty sweet. How they can do different things with it, which is awesome for streaming when you want to do like a website background to show people something, slideshows, the stuff that OFR is doing. But I thought, like, as my twist on my live stream, I might try to do like legit 4 live tanks behind me. And that's just until, once the garage project ever gets done, then I'll be going live in front of a 2,000 gallon. So that's the plans. I don't want to drop the bomb, I guess, on exactly what's going on with the 2,000 gallon, because there's still going to be content. Holy crap, somebody just placed an order for 23 things off the website. Whoever that was, thank you very much. I just got sidetracked. I'm making a big change to the 2,000 gallon tank because it needs work. It's not like a perfect tank right out of the box. When it's at its max capacity of 2,000 gallons, the front bows a little bit, and because that front panel is kind of like damaged, it got water in it at one point in its life, and it kind of rotted the wood. It bows and it wants to leak. So really, to make it safe and to where I don't have to worry about it, I need to redo that front panel. And I've been toying around with some ideas on what I want to do with it. I mentioned to Josh what I want to do, and he's not very thrilled with the idea, but I think it'll be cool. So it's not going to be anytime soon. Like, I still have to finish the Bellagio tanks, still get the 2,000 gallon aquarium here, and it's going to be a lot of work. And I still have to finish my Civic to get it out of the garage. I did paint the door last week, and the door's ready to go on the car, and then I got to do the other side of the car. Once that other side of the car is done painted, then I can actually get it on my garage. Right now, it's like I've been doing body work on it. Well, I did body work on it like a year and a half ago, and because there's like some bare metal, I can't pull it out of my garage because it would rust. So I need to finish painting it, and then I get it out. Once it's out, I need to go through the garage. I have a sandblasting cabinet I want to sell, a bunch of like car parts. I have a transmission out of a truck in there that I had bought for a project like 8 years ago. There's just a lot of stuff I need to get rid of that I don't use or want. Chevy Fish said, "Remember, Stephen, that was me. I had to wait till I got my renew card. Just got it today." All right, so that big order was Chevy Fish. So thank you so much, Chevy Fish, for your order. I appreciate it. And I'll probably box it up after this live stream, and it'll be out in the mail in the morning. Wallace Ball said, "Getting any green neon soon?" So I basically have been putting any kind of ordering on hold. I'm trying to figure out the whole selling a fish situation, because I've been sitting on a lot of fish that doesn't sell, and I don't think the price point's wrong. I just think people aren't very interested in like the selection. Like the Harlequin Rasboras are super common. I got glow light tetras, not like the fake glow light, like the glow light tetra. I got those that haven't been moving. I finally moved all the black neons out. I don't think I have any left. The melanite cories got sold off. I think there's actually like 1 or 2 left that I didn't sell on the website. So I might do like an oddball category of just the random stuff that I can't sell in a group because I don't have enough of. So I know there's 1 neon tetra I saw in a tank, so I must have jumped tanks at some point. It's in with like 500 guppies right now, which is a cool tank because it was female. What was it? Female neon tuxedo guppies, like blue, like they call them half black, half blue. The blue tux guppy females with green cobra males, and the fry are starting to color up. Like they've been dropping fry for the last 6 months, and they're to the size now, they're juveniles to where they're getting like green cobra tails with a blue dorsal fin. So they're looking pretty sweet. It's a hybrid, so it's like 2 different strains that I put together, but they're looking pretty good. So I'm waiting till they get a little bit bigger, and I did see multiples with the exact same pattern and colors. And it's this like neon blue, so it's pretty. I like it. So I'm going to see how that does. I'm going to pull the males out that look the best, and then pull the females, and then I think I'm going to put them into my central rack system, which is the beta tanks, and try to do selective breeding in that and start. That's what I want to do. I want to do selective breeding more. I want to breed more stuff. That's why I'm starting with these rainbows, and I want to get back into more planted tanks. So I think the direction is changing from importing a bunch of fish that are like super common to maybe importing rare stuff to sell, but also getting into more breeding stuff. Um, I've even thought about my shrimp. The shrimp are pretty self-contained. Like, I just feed them and they breed. The blue dreams are doing fantastic. That tank, it's definitely not a tank I'd recommend off the start. It's a 55, and it's kind of a waste of space when it comes to shrimp. Shrimp needs surface area. The length of it's good, the footprint's good, but the height of it is terrible. But I did put dwarf aquarium lily bulb in it, and that plant blew up. The whole top of the tank's covered with lily pads. There's the runners going up to the surface everywhere. So it created a ton of surface area. And with that tank just exploded. There's been a ton of babies in that thing. So I think the next step is I need to start splitting that colony off. I don't want them to overpopulate that tank. So I think I'm going to start trying to do, and they've been throwing some like blue rillies. I did see a couple red rillies. So they're not like 100%. The blue dream line isn't set to where it's only blue dreams. They are popping out rillies. And randomly, I have seen a couple red cherries, not like secure red cherries, just almost that first step under wild type, so just the light red. So I need to start culling shrimp, and I think what I want to do is pull some of the best specimens I can see out of that 55 and then put them into a separate tank and really start hammering down on selective breeding the shrimp out, and separate the rillies out and try to work on those, and go back to my roots of when I first started the fish room, of trying to breed my own stuff versus importing a ton of common stuff. Just because I don't like the Harlequin reservoirs. They're cool fish. I don't enjoy them as I'm trying to sell them. I've really enjoyed having the rainbow fish. I got one pair of Bosmanis out there still, and they're awesome to feed. They're so fast and aggressive at eating, and they're a beautiful fish. So I want to get into more hands-on it, I guess, going forward. So we'll see. I know I got off on that, but with the green neon tetras, I can definitely get them in I was going to say pretty much any time. I guess I have to see how things are going with the importers. But if you want green neons, send me an email, sales@614fish.com, and I can order them in. That's no problem at all. But let me catch up on the chat. I did see a super chat come through. And Small Fry Aquatics said, at Papa Shrimp, glad to meet you at OFR. So Small Fry Aquatics, it was awesome meeting you. He came up, Sunday, to pick up some Park and Stone Eye rainbows. It was great meeting you, and I'm glad you got to see OFR while you were there. And he got to meet Papa Shrimp, so it was pretty cool. John said at Oddball, most people will never admit how addictive coffee is. I'm addicted to coffee. I love coffee. I have to have my cup of coffee every day. It's been hot as crap here. I believe it was 95 degrees today, and they said with the heat index it was over 100. And it's supposed to be the same weather tomorrow. It's been hot all week. It's been 90s for sure. And the thing with Ohio is it's 90 and humid. Luckily, last weekend at OFR, the humidity was lower than like the weekend before. Even though it was hotter, it didn't feel as bad. It was just hot. But it's been hot this week. And I don't know what the cause is yet. I did have some deaths in the pond, I pulled out 3 adult females. They were floating, so that means they probably died 1 or 2 days ago, a couple days ago, or I just now saw them. But typically, the bodies will be, if they die on the bottom, it takes about a day and then they'll float to the surface. But I pulled 3 dead bodies out, and all the other fish look fine, and it was definitely 3 adult females. So I don't know if the pond got extra hot. It's possible that the oxygen levels got low. The hotter the water gets, the lower the oxygen. So it's possible that they were maybe starving for oxygen. Maybe they're old. I would say that, it could be that they're just old, but being that 3 of them died at the same time, I'm guessing that it's probably environment. I did check the water today, and the quality is fine. I mean, it's still green water, but it's running no nitrates. I'm thinking it's the heat, because I noticed the water lettuce looks pretty crappy this week. So I'm thinking with the 90s every single day, and that pond, I need to put maybe like an umbrella up to give it some shade, because it gets full sun all day long. So I think that's my next step, is to put some sort of shade over it. I can even just I got some plywood sheets that are cut down. I can just lay them on top. Not over the whole thing, but over part of it, just give it a section of shade. So I think that's what I'll probably do. I might do that during the live stream, just so I don't forget. I have a terrible memory. In case you guys haven't noticed, or if you don't know me very well, I have a terrible, terrible memory. So if something I'm talking about right now, I'll forget and never do it. But yeah, let me get back in the chat and see what that super chat was once I get to it. The other Tiffany said, not trying to fish for info on the 2000. I know you would do something epic and would make an amazing backdrop. Yeah, like I want to tell you guys, like I have the plan in my head. I actually might draw it on the computer just so I could like try to get my vision out, and I just don't want to spoil like OFR. I've been doing a lot. If you guys haven't noticed, I've been doing a lot of collaboration with OFR. They're great people. They helped my channel out so much. They have no idea how much I really appreciate that. And I know they appreciate me helping them. So it's like this beneficial friends helping friends. They are truly good friends of mine. Josh and Big Rich are awesome. I'm glad that I got to meet. I don't want to say get to know. I got to hang out with Tracy quite a few times before her whole coma. So she's great too. We're kind of collaborating these releases of videos on the whole tank things, because I've been recording my own content on doing the stands. So they're releasing their stuff. I'm recording. I'm just going to do like one video at the end once everything's done. So you'll see the finished product on their channel, and then you'll see like my input on it, because I record just like a couple of minutes of each day, like when I'm there. I usually forget to record anything. Jerry, Papa Shrimp, kept reminding me like, hey, like I'll record for you. Like he kept offering to record me like grinding or cutting or whatever. I was like, yeah, like once I get to that spot, I'll have you record. And then I completely forgot. Like I'm terrible at remembering. But yeah, OFR is great people. So, and they're a lot of fun to hang out with. I don't mind going up there at all. That's why I kind of like to go up on Fridays, because Friday nights with the live stream, it's just like a fun time to relax, especially with like working all week. It's great to just relax with some friends, and then start working Saturday, and it's going to be a long weekend. I should go up Friday. We'll just see how it goes. But with that 2,000 gallon, it's going to be modified. It'll be modified, and said and done, it's probably going to be bigger than 2,000 gallons. I don't have any official numbers on size yet. Once again, I want to draw it in CAD, the modifications I want to do, and we'll see what the volume comes out to be. This is going to be a forever tank, though. Once it's done, I'm hoping it'll be bomb-proof. I won't have to worry about Boeing, and yeah. Because there's, I guess one of the modifications I can tell you guys where I have no problem with saying is it's got the coast-to-coast overflow. So it's got an overflow in the back of the tank that goes from one end to the other. The water basically level goes up, and it hits that overflow and drops down the backside of the tank, and then that's usually packed full of bio balls. The SeaWorld or whoever had the tank before, it was originally from SeaWorld, so I don't know if there was like a middleman, like somebody else had it, but tanks from SeaWorld, they basically had a crate, which is light diffuser, across the top of that to keep fish from going down the overflow. But that's for monster fish. That's not going to work for when I have rainbows in there and, peacock gudgeons or whatever, corridors. Anything small is going to get through a crate. And to be honest, with the planted tank, I don't need that much bioball filtration on the back of that tank. Once the tank is established and it's planted, then it's just going to be doing water changes to remove nitrates, and depending on how packed that gets, it's also 2,000 gallons of dilution, so it's going to take a lot of nitrates to have to do a water change on that thing. So that's why I plan on planting it heavy, and I don't need that kind of filtration. Also, I don't know how noisy that would be because that tank was originally built to be behind a facade. In SeaWorld, there probably would have been a big wall. Maybe it was a mural of whatever was in that tank. So you would never heard that overflow of water going through those bio balls. Being that this is going to be in my garage, which will be a working garage for fish, I'm going to have a ton of tanks in there. I also want to do my live streams from in front of this tank. Maybe down the road I can do, I could put a camera in front of it. Maybe I can do like a 24-hour live stream, kind of like Aquarium Co-op does with the Murphy Cam. I could do that. I like to do, because it's got the two big windows, maybe a camera on each window. A camera inside the tank would be super sweet. It's got to be a waterproof wired camera. But they sell cameras like that for koi ponds. So that shouldn't be an issue, but that's down the road. We'll see what happens. I don't even know if this is going to be up and running in the foreseeable future. It might be, and honestly, it might be a winter project because before all this happens, I still got to get the car done and the garage cleaned out. The garage, I guess the biggest things would be like getting the sandblaster sold and the transmission. Transmission I'll probably put on Craigslist for like $50. Like, it's got no value to me. I just need it gone, right? That's not the problem because there's everything in the garage is in boxes, so I can move it around. The issue is I need to tear down the walls. I need to insulate the walls. The exterior walls of the garage are not insulated because it's got pegboard up and I can see through the pegboards. There's no insulation in it. That's not a problem. I can do all that myself. Being that it's pegboard, won't be that hard to do. I want to remove the wiring that's in the garage. That wiring is shared. I mentioned this in, I think, my last live stream. That wiring is shared with my current fish room. They ran the garage, all the outlets in there, and my fish room outlets are all in one circuit. I want to get rid of the outlets in that garage completely. Some of them are actually worn out and need replaced, but I want to obviously I'll disconnect the electricity, but I want to physically remove the wires. The previous owner had like shop lights and he had wires just like coming through the ceiling, like through holes, no outlets. And these lights were, I don't know if they were T8s, they were old and busted. So I removed all the housings so I could paint the ceiling, and I have the wires capped off right now, but that needs to be fixed. And I just want to pull the wiring out and I want to run all new wiring. I'm going to run 20 amp circuits. Everything's going to be on ground fault interrupters, and just do it right from the beginning. And then I also mentioned about how I have that whole house backup generators, like wiring already here. I don't have the generator, but the house is wired for a full house generator. So that's expensive to get, like a legit one that automatically turns on as soon as the power goes out. I could always buy a manual generator, and if the power goes out, go out there and start it. And they even have ones that have automatic start. The only thing is, to physically run the generator in my house, there's a manual switch that has to be thrown. The main breakers have to be turned off, and there's a transfer switch, so you don't backfeed the mains with the generator. It's a lot of technical stuff. Sorry if you guys are not into that kind of stuff. I'm just saying there's a lot of work to be done. And the other thing I want to do, I started making a list. It's on my phone. Needs and wants for doing the new fish room after already having a fish room. Now going into a bigger one. What's the stuff that I need to do this time? And what's the stuff I want to do? I need to have all the tanks drilled. And I hear the dogs barking. I need to let them in. We're going for a walk, guys. We're going for a walk. I need to drill the tanks because I need to have automatic water changes 100%. Right now I can do water changes. I can do Wi-Fi or... Come on, girls. Both of them are outside. I'll go outside, they go inside. I can flip a ball valve and do water changes. But I want it completely automated. I'm about to flip the camera around. We're going to look at the pond. So I saw a ton of fry over here. There's one. They kind of cluster up, so they might be hard to see. If you see the water less, you can see the size of it was melting back hard. And a lot of them are like that. So I think it got really hot. There's one of the big females right there. Looks like there's two big females. I'm trying to find a good angle to try to get the reflection down, because these females, they're big. So it really sucked losing 3 of them. And I still see I got that super chat. I will get to it. I'm sorry, whoever sent that. When I go back inside, I will definitely get to it. Uh-oh. What just happened? Huh, that's weird. My pump turned off for a second. Oh, I'm in top chat. Sorry, guys. Hang on 1 second. All right, let me get into the chat. Oh, it was Papa Shrimp. He was the one that sent the super chat, 99 cents. Wink face. Thank you, Jerry, for the super chat. I appreciate it, buddy. The other Tiffany said, are the fish that are not selling common companion fish? Maybe people will buy them more when you get the more atypical fish in stock. I think it's possible. Oh, wait, there's one of the big females. Look at her. So there's a bulkhead. I'm trying, you guys can compare size. I guess you could use the squares on the side of the pool to kind of tell size. So, she's a whale for sure. There's male guppies. These are all male guppies right here. Oh, those are male guppies, so that's the female. Nick said, how many convicts would this pond hold? I thought about putting them out there in that pond, but Yeah, I still need to get rid of them. Plenty of the females, they put on some substantial size on them. Nick said I bet they would breed. So they don't. I think if I put them all in there, which would be at this point 150 to 200 of them, I don't think they would breed at all because there's too many. Because all the fry I've been getting have been in the tanks that they jump to, like the heavily planted tanks. How do I get my chat back up? There we go. Chevy Fish said, hopefully it's not dragonfly nymphs. I haven't seen any on here yet. I haven't even seen dragonflies flying around. Granted, they could be during the day when I'm not here. Definitely keeping my eye open. But so far, I haven't seen any. But it's definitely a possibility. John said gang violence in the guppy tank. Yeah, I mean, I'm guessing it was probably heat related. I mean, the dragonfly, it's definitely a huge possibility, but being that the water lettuce has melted quite a bit, I mean, you can even see all the leaves on that one. It's melted quite a bit. I'm guessing it's definitely due to the heat. Aquarium Cowboys here, hello. Papa Shrimp said, at SC Aquatics, you want me to put a video together, or you're going to do it? Papa Shrimp, go ahead and make a video, bud. You know, I got some footage on mine. You know, I'll probably use those pictures that you sent me. But go ahead and make your own video, for sure. Mary Page Flynn said, hey, SC, we have been really enjoying your videos and your work you've been doing at OFAR. Well, thank you very much. Appreciate that. Papa Shrimp 30 minutes later, squirrel. Small Fry said, at SC, absolute pleasure meeting you too, my friend. My comment was above, but it's easy to lose these things in live chat. Your mental work at OFAR is amazing. Thank you. I'm sure I'm missing a ton of chat, guys. Chattanooga Ed, chicken pot pie. Am I saying that right? GRB said, any more rainbow eggs? Yes, so I have 2 mops that are out that are in the beta system, the central system. So this is the first mop. This is the one that's approaching the 10-day mark. I got the water down to a drip, so that way nothing overflows too crazy. This is the second mop, also on a drip. And then the third mop's still in the tank. I'll probably pull it, I think, tomorrow. I'm trying to pull them like every 3 days or so. And I think tomorrow's the 3 day. Tomorrow actually might be the 4-day mark. Take my flip-flops off. I'm gonna go back to the, we'll call it the studio, the office. Wait. Before I do that, somebody was talking about the Vienna guppies. Let's go look at them real quick. And I'm almost to the point of breaking down the first rack system. I gotta flip you guys around. So this tank just has some shrimp in it from LRB. This is killifish, pea puffer, nothing in that tank, and some red cherry shrimp. There's some back there. This was my first ever shrimp tank. The colony like exploded, was doing super well, then they started like slowing down. So I'm going to move what's left into the other red cherry shrimp. That's the 55-gallon red cherry. That's the 55-gallon Blue Dreams. Let me turn the light on. Got a flower coming. Look at all this surface area. You know, Shoot, there's shrimp right there on top. Ton of surface area for shrimp. And, you know, it could use shrimp, but I mean, there's shrimp everywhere, guys. I'm telling you. I do throw almond leaves in here. Ton of ram's horns. I also breed ram's horns. They eat all the extra food. That's the Christmas moss I sell. It's massive. That's over a foot tall. You know, this is a 55-gallon tank, so it's stretching pretty far. And there's even a shrimp riding a snail. But these plants are awesome for shrimp tanks. It gives them so much surface area. I really need to go in here and trim this back a little bit. I trim maybe once a month, every 6 weeks or so. This tank needs trimmed as well. It's a jungle look, and look, there's a convict in there. A couple convicts, but it's doing super well. This is the tank with the convict fry. Sucky suck. Here's a tank with the moss. I think it's $4 or $5 on the website. You get probably about like that much in a bag. I had somebody order like 3 portions of it. Sometimes if you order like 2 portions, I'll just put it all in one bag. You know, I'll just give you 2 portions worth. If not, I'll individually bag it. But, you know, it's in this tank. It's in this tank. Some in here. That's pearlweed growing. This tank's got a ton of it. I mean, it's in all my tanks, guys. I'm telling you, this stuff grows. No matter what condition I put this stuff in, it's growing. You know, that thing's got a ton. Let's see what it looks like down here. You know, it's kind of cool because it's a big round bush, and I've been able to grow it like in every tank. It kind of starts off a little slow. Sorry, these diamond tetras are in the way. And those little square plastic things I put in there, you know, they're growing. So here's the glow light tetras. It's starting to grow, but once it gets going, it gets going. Here it is up here. CPDs and albino cories. So this is the blue tuxedos. And this is straight blue tuxedos. Blue tuxedo females and males with green corridoras. And there's more of the moss. Alright, so here's the harlequins, and those are the Vienna guppies. You can see the males. There's a male. There's a male. There's a male. Let me see if I can see the female. There's a glow light tetra in there. It's not supposed to be in there. I came in with the harlequins because obviously they didn't jump up a tank. Well, the female's back there. There she is. Hard to try and watch through the phone and look in person. Anyways, so here's the guppies I was talking about. I was crossing. There's one of the juveniles. You can see how bright that blue fin is on top. So that's the blue tuxedo females, these guys. And then the cobra males. I'm trying to see if I see a cobra male. Of course I don't see the cobra males because these are the cross. So I'm going to pull these guys out and see what I can do with them. Because these blue tails are just fire. I mean, it looks like it's luminescence. Like, it looks like it's a light right now. So I'm trying to cross the cobra pattern with the blue. So in this tank, I mean, there's well over 100 guppies in here now. And not all of them got the blue, so that's why I need to selectively pull these ones that have the blue starting to pop up on their fin. And there's that one neon tetra that I said somehow got in this tank. Some Serpe tetras, they're doing good with Danios. Decibarbs are in this tank. They always stay in that back. If you ever want Decibarbs, A planted tank would be best because they're always back in those crypts. They never ever come up front. Even when I feed, I have to throw the food back there to them. Trying to think if I have anything cool. Well, there's a guppy that I didn't know was in this tank. This tank just has assassin snails and plecos. These are the hobbyist bred ones. You know, there's one. And some Java fern. Flip. Go on. Nothing really new out here. Let's feed the axolotl. I didn't feed him today. Have you guys seen like axolotl feedings with night crawlers? It's pretty cool. I know some people cut the night crawlers up. I give them to them whole. So I guess my theory on that was in the wild, if they were eating worms, somebody wasn't cutting the worms up for them. So I give them a whole night crawler, and they work on, like, I don't want to say chewing it, but I believe this is the female. I'm gonna flip you around. The lights are going dim because it's getting later. So right there, I think this is my female. It's definitely the bigger one. But this is the one that always like tries to get my attention to feed them. Let me grab my tweezers. Try over here. And I did just test this tank. I know it's got a ton of duckweed on it, which is fine because I'm using that to remove nitrates. But it's also giving them shade. Axolotls don't like a ton of light. So that's why the light's kind of dim, and I don't worry about the duckweed. When I do want to remove the duckweed, I pull it and put it in with the goldfish. But here's the night crawlers. Oh gosh, I'm about to drop all this dirt. I just get this from my local hardware store. And, you know, they're covered in dirt. I try to shake off most I can. Oh, sorry guys, wasn't paying attention. But I mean, you can see how big this thing is. It's like a catfish. And I honestly don't care to clean this tank of, you know, the algae. Algae's beneficial. You know, maybe I should scrape the front glass or something, but it doesn't really bother me too much. Trying to see where the other one's at. I think it must be in its cave. So they made a cave, and it actually goes pretty far, where the other axolotl completely fits down inside that cave, which is pretty cool. But anyways, let's flip you back around. Sorry. I'll see where the other one is later and feed it. Now with the live worms, I feed them usually like every other day or every 3 days with the big worms. The days I don't feed them that, I use ONIP tabs. Sarah ONIP tabs, they devour them. So that was super sweet. You know, they're not reliant on live foods. Heading back. All right. Sorry. Okay, now that I got my computer back, let me see what the chat is up to. I'm terrible at following chat when it's scrolling on my phone. Chevy Fish said, I couldn't get the first bites on my order because it was sold out before I finished my order. So I deleted it, but I added moss. Thanks for waiting. Thank you so much for the order. And yeah, those, as soon as I mentioned that the fish foods were on sale, the first bite sold out like pretty much immediately. I know when you messaged me about your order, the first bites were already sold out at that point. They went quick. I still haven't been able to get rid of the cichlid gold. Nobody's really seems interested in it, and I don't really keep cichlids. I mean, I got those convicts, but I feed the fish room the tetracolor granules. So if those don't end up selling and I end up redoing this wall and getting all the fish foods out here, that fish food might just be sponsored to the cichlid tank at OFR. That's what I did with their sponsorship. You know, you're sponsoring their tanks. You know, if it costs $100 a month, you know, you can give them $100 and you'll be the sponsor of that tank to pay for the food. Well, I just sent them like pounds and pounds of food. With wholesalers, you can buy like 5-pound bags of food. So that's what I did. I sent them multiple bags. I think I sent them some North Fin, some Hikari. I think that might have been it. North Fin and Hikari for their cichlid tanks. And then once they're out of food, I'm sure Josh will let me know to see if I want to keep sponsoring it or I could resend them more food. And if that's the case, I'll just send them all of this cichlid gold to move it out. Mike said, I finally have some pick to fry in my outdoor pond. Starting thinking I was wasting my time on this project, but September harvest should be good with how many I've seen. That's awesome. Super awesome. Oh, I'm like way behind. Bob said, 50 watching, 26 likes. Give up some likes for Steven. I appreciate that. John said, at least there's no thumb down yet. Hey, a thumbs up or a thumbs down, either way, it helps me. It's kind of like that old saying, like, love me or hate me. You know, it helps me. So, same thing with views. Negative comments, positive comments. It's all helping the YouTube algorithm, I guess. But luckily, I haven't had really any negative comments, so that's good. Oh, Charlotte's here. Zen, I was just thinking about those diamond tetras still have your name on them. And my chat just jumped. Chevy Fish said, do you sell pearlweed? So I don't sell pearlweed. This pearlweed I bought from Lucas Brett's, and he has it grow like gangbusters for him, and it just doesn't grow that well for me. I think some plants just grow super well for some people and not others. So I've had that pearlweed for a very long time now. It's like a good portion. Like it's probably about that big. Like it's growing. It's just not growing super fast. That moss I grow, it grows, at least for me, it grows in any tank I put it in. Whether it's high light, low light, no light, like medium light, everything in between, I get that thing to grow. So, yeah. And there's a lot you can do with the moss. You know, I did the moss tree. You can stick it in the substrate and let it grow up. You can tie it to decorations. You can float it. You know, most of those tanks, well, I take that back. You can't float it because it sinks. You could put like around a golf ball, or not golf ball, but a ping pong ball and float it that way to get some top coverage. But I don't know. It's one of those mosses that just really have worked out great for me. And people have been buying it, which is super awesome. Mary says some super nice guppies and fish. Bob Kaler said, happy I could do it. I owe so much to the fish fam. Mary said, I'm getting there real quick. The best community ever. It's a really good community. I guess I missed this part. Looks like Mary won something on Bob's stream. I didn't catch the stream, so I'm not sure what'd you give away, Bob. I guess is the question. Sean's here. Hello, Sean. GRB said Hikari Cichlid Gold is awesome food. I've honestly never used it. And it's one of those things where I bought into, like, they have the different sizes, like tiny, small, medium, large pellets, and then you have the different physical size bags. So you might have like 8 ounces of food or 1 pound of food or whatever, however it works. I have multiple sizes of pellets and multiple sizes of that bag that I need to get rid of. So I think it's all, pretty much all of the foods are discounted. There were some foods I just couldn't discount, like Sarah Foods are pretty hard to discount depending on what it is. Some stuff I can, some stuff there's just no profit margin, if you know what I mean. But I'm trying to, move all the product out so I can reorganize, I guess, how I'm doing things. I'm waiting to see if Bob says what he gave away, or Mary can say what she won. Chat. Maybe. Taking a second. Anyways, guys, I guess we're kind of getting close to that 9 o'clock hour. So don't forget Dan's Fish is up next. I don't know if he's doing a giveaway tonight. I'm gonna look it up. 6 banded barb giveaway. So if you want a 6 banded barb, he's giving that away in his live stream tonight. Mary said, I believe it was a gift card. I was just so excited I'd even hear. Lisa's here, says, hello, guys, not feeling too good, so I'm just going to listen in. Hope you feel better, Lisa. Aquarium Cowboy with their howdies. That's my thing. I always say howdy. Can't be stealing my howdy. Do you think Severums would eat the Christmas moss? Severums will attack plants. My convicts have attacked plants, but they've left my moss alone. So I'm not sure how to answer that as far as the Severums. I don't know. I guess that's the official answer is I don't know. I just know off my experience with the convicts, they've been going after my Nubius that's down my sump. I'll randomly find leaves floating from them, but they don't touch the moss. They did eat my jungle bell in one of my tanks, but in that tank has the moss. They left the moss alone, so I don't know what's up with that. But so I don't know about Severums, but I would say they would eat it, but then again, I'm like, well, the convicts didn't touch it, so I'm not sure. And in fact, one of the 10-gallon tanks, which is empty, there's one convict in it. It actually hides in the moss. Zoso's here from the Ashland area. Hello. GB said, I bred Severums years ago. They ate pretty much every plant I put in the tank. Yeah, I know they will eat. Or I know that they'll go after plants. As far as moss, I'm not sure. But Bob just said Severums will eat moss. So there you go. Would the banded barbs do okay with guppies? I would say probably not. Let me double check that this is the... Sharon said, I haven't found anything they won't eat yet. Yeah, I mean, I guess it's good for eating, bad for plants. So with the 5-banded barb, they're saying that you need to try to keep them with the same sized fish. Being that's a barb, I would say I wouldn't recommend it, especially with you trying to do the like hydroponics with like growing more fish, like having babies. It will probably pick off the fry. I was trying to see if it had any more information, but it doesn't. Using the snails as cleanup. Yeah, snails are fantastic for cleanup. I pretty much have snails in every single tank. This is the only tank that I know is snail free as of right now. Even when putting these plants on, any plant, no matter where it comes from, it's probably going to have some sort of pest on it. And so far, I haven't seen any snails on that, which is crazy. Bob said the barbs will nip the tails of slower fish. All right, where? Okay, guys, I think Dan's Fish is probably about to go live. It is 9 o'clock, I believe. My computer says it's 9. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for the super chat tonight from Papa Shrimp. I appreciate it, bud. I'm getting distracted by the chat again. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. I know I promised a live stream last weekend at OFR. It just, between being busy and all that stuff, I didn't get to it. I'll try again this weekend if, when I'm there. And we'll see. I'll be going live Friday if I'm here. If I'm at OFR, you'll see me in their live stream, and we'll go from there. But anyways, guys, I know I got ranty on different sidetrack topics, but thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you when I see you. See you guys. Have a good one. Stay fishy. All that fun stuff. Peace.